I asked for more toast, not the towering inferno.
You've got a knife? It's great.
All right, let's have it. Which of you did what?
Don't pick on the children.
You're in a mood. I know that means somebody's in trouble. Is it me? Look, for God's sake, if it's me, what am I supposed to have done?
Ha!
What's ha supposed to mean? Come on, Zach, let's get out of this madhouse. I'll drive you to school.
Great idea. Let's split.
I know. But if I'd stayed in the room, I would have thrown something at him.
I still think you've got it wrong.
You were there with me at the club. We both saw George the gigolo with those women.
He was only talking to them, and there is no way George would be cheating on you.
Oh, you don't know that.
He's too quiet, too straight.
Some quiet, straight ones will lead you up the garden path.
You don't mean that. Admit it. You're just trying to stay angry.
I'm hurt, Nikki. George was going through some kind of midlife crisis, and I couldn't snap him out of it, but those women at the club could. And I meant to be his best friend.
He still loves you.
Well, he's got a funny way of showing it. He turns to strangers to cheer him up in his hour of need. How do you think that makes me feel?
Oh, please, Claire, turn it off. Of course. He's not going to go anywhere, and I'm sick of it.
How come you've washed your hair? And how come you've got your favourite gear out?
Because I am crazy for listening to CJ, that's how come.
Still meeting him at the pub, though, aren't you? He could make you a stay, you know.
CJ could make mud if you gave him the dirt and water.
Morning.
Uh-huh. So, how was your dinner? Sorry?
Your day. Come to think of it, you didn't even talk about it last night.
Well, you fell asleep. Anyway, I don't have to discuss my social life with you two.
Oh, go on.
Don't worry, I'll ask Richard.
You will not.
Well then?
He cooked dinner, we ate, we talked, he said goodnight and went home.
Do you think she left some bits out?
Only the bits that count.
End of subject.
So, did he ask you out?
We didn't discuss it.
Didn't he even say that he wanted to see you again?
No, he didn't.
Ah, whatever you do, don't call him.
You have to wait for him to call you.
Yeah, it's vital.
This may be part of your teenage true romance philosophy, but I'm an adult. Stephen Richardson might call or he might not. I'm certainly not going to lose sleep over it.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind, mate? Oh, sorry. Thanks. Shot. You do believe me, don't you, Wheels?
Oh, yeah, I believe you.
But will Tony and Valentine?
Brad Robinson, huh?
Yeah.
The guy that used to play bass for Australian Crawl. That one?
Yep.
Right.
Honest.
Oh, no, I believe you, mate. I believe you. Hey, say hello to him for me, will you?
Hey! Shouldn't you be at school?
Teacher's truck to stop work.
Classes don't start till lunch.
So, what are you doing in here?
Selling.
Listen, love, I can't have you hanging around in here, but before you go, I'd like to take a closer look at that bracelet, you know, the little pretty one.
Hey, yo, guys. Wanna buy a watch? Necklace?
Nah, mate.
Look, don't think of it as jewelry. Think of it as an investment. Couple of weeks, all this stuff's gonna be worth twice as much.
Hey, what's going on here?
Nothing.
Show. And? I don't believe this.
I'm doing Bruno a favour, that's all.
With the bloke with the stall outside the station.
Yeah, he said I could sell some of his stuff. I get a commission.
Is this all above board, Zach?
Max, would I lie?
I'll be checking with Bruno.
Hey, yo, Max! I bet you Nikki would love half of this stuff.
Well, I was actually thinking of buying Nikki a little friendship ring. What do you got?
I've got just what you want. Nikki will be totally stoked.
What's the matter with you?
Nothing, why?
Every time the phone rings, you pop your head out. You've done it 5 times in the last half hour.
Well, I'm waiting on a call from pathology. I'm sorry if it's getting on your nerves.
Oh, ignore me, Virginia. I'm not much value to anyone today.
Hi. I was just read this afternoon. Okay. Bye. Hi.
G'day.
You on patrol?
Yeah, I'm glad to be out of the station. The Sarge's in a funny mood.
Tell me about it. What?
Well,
Is something wrong?
this is for you, Nick, but only if you want it inside. It's just a little token of, you know, our friendship and everything. And, well, I mean, it's nothing heavy. It's just that, well, our relationship means so much to me, and I just don't want you thinking that I'd take it for granted or anything. And you know what I mean.
Nothing like getting a bit of perspective when you want to see your own problems clearly. Excuse me? Anyone at home? Virginia's in an even stranger mood than I am this morning. I wouldn't take too much for granted if I were you.
Max was here.
Oh?
He gave me this.
Oh.
It's just,
I know. We've all been there.
I feel I don't want to ever lose this feeling. I don't want anyone to have to lose this feeling.
Do you know where I've just been? The Caldwells. They're both in their 70s, been married over 40 years. He's got a bung leg and relies on her. And they hate each other. And they spend most of their time making the other one pay for past mistakes.
It's horrible.
So it crossed my mind, if I've made a mistake, I don't want to have to wait until I'm 70 to find out.
Martha, you love George. And George loves you. That's real.
Moz,
Look, if anything was to happen to me and Max, it won't, but if anything was to, I'd fight. Isn't love worth fighting for?
easy to say at your age.
What's age got to do with it?
Need a hand in here?
Oh, I don't know. Can I let you near food? Or do I have to put a padlock on that fridge?
After yesterday, I couldn't even look at it if you could, onion.
Oh, well, tell you what, you can sit.
Thanks, Mary.
Hey, what have you done to your arm?
Oh, I don't know. Look at that.
Looks like a burn.
No, it's a rash. That's funny. Wasn't there earlier on. I would have seen it when I put on this bracelet that I bought from Sack.
Some costume jewelry can cause a reaction, you know.
You bought the bracelet from Zach, Mary?
Yeah, he said he was selling them for Bruno. I thought he was all fair and square.
And the bracelet gave you a rash?
It certainly looks like it, doesn't it? Oh, little rip-off merchant. Skin him alive when I see him.
You all right, Max?
Yeah, I bought something from Zach too, that's all.
I'm not talking gloom here. Not a flophouse for teenage Rex. I want this centre to be the light at the beginning of the tunnel.
Oh, I like that.
Life classes. I thought of calling them Sturgis life classes.
That don't even sound good to you.
My accountants want me to get corporate kudos from all my projects.
Not to mention some healthy tax deductions. So, what have you decided?
To forego the kudos. Look, the important thing is that the life classes are going to have the resources to show kids their potential. Now, we need some locals involved. People who will have an effect. I thought we could get some of them over here for lunch.
What, here today for lunch? This committee?
Well, I checked. You don't have any appointments at lunchtime, and I spoke to Bob. He'll be here at 12:30.
Bob?
We have to have Bob. He knows every kid in the area, and the kids have to believe in this. Now, who else? Someone with a different perspective.
Well, it needs to be someone who's active in the community.
An architect. A karate teacher.
Is nothing sacred in the street?
Now, what's his name again?
Steve.
Did you, end up having dinner with him?
Sheridan, stop prying.
Well, if it was a disaster, I'm hardly going to invite him over to be on the committee, am I?
No, it was not a disaster.
Did he call you this morning?
Well, look, we're two busy professional people. Who has time to make phone calls?
Well, you mustn't call him. You must never make the first move.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
I could call him. That is, if you want him on the committee. Do you? What's his number?
7015324.
Listen to him, eh? I mean, sure, the guy's a flake, but at least he's in there pitching for you, ain't he? Hey, well, they're both here. Let's hear it.
This better be good.
Okay, well, I felt really bad about letting you guys down.
Telling us you had a meeting with the record company.
So I tried again. Handcuffed myself to the front gate.
Oh, it gets worse.
Hey, hear me out. So the security guard feels sorry for me, and he tips me off about the rear entrance. So I'm handcuffed out there when Brad Robinson rocks up.
Do you believe this?
Well, I'm keeping an open mind. So's he, aren't you? Yeah. Well, so anyway, me and Brad, we start rapping about the industry,
Oh,
talking
no
about
way.
music.
I'm out of
Hey,
here.
hey, all right. So I guess he felt pity on me. So he took me up there and he organised a meeting for us.
If you were making this up, you are dead. Understand? Deceased. Buried.
Fine. But Brad is going to be waiting for us at the record company at 10. So if you guys want a career, you better be there and looking sharp. They let us in here, didn't
First, you tell us one of the biggest names in the business has adopted you. Then you tell us he's going to meet us here at 10 o'clock.
they? Give me a break.
And when we trust you, even though we have no reason to, you tell us that you've had a phone call and he's going to be late.
There was a phone
And
call.
even though it is very late, we should keep on trusting you because he will be here. And we're supposed to keep waiting and keep trusting you. And here we are, still waiting.
You've got to make allowances. This guy is a megastar.
You know what I think? You've never met Brad Robinson. You're just buying time. CJ, you are so full of...
You must be Tony and Valentine. How are you? Nice song. CJ, what can I say? I'm sorry I'm late.
That's cool.
Come on, let's go. We've got business to discuss.
I've been looking for you.
Max, you hungry? I'm inventing the Zackwich.
Pity you won't be around long enough to eat it.
Not fair picking on little kids.
Zach, if I wasn't dedicated to upholding the law, I would pulverise you.
What did I do?
You sold me that ring.
Hey, well, when I said it was real gold, I meant it was like real gold.
Shut up, all right?
Well, what did you expect for $3?
I didn't expect a ring that would give people a rash.
Eh?
The jewellery causes skin irritations.
Oh, gee, Max, I didn't know.
Ignorance is no excuse in the eyes of the law.
But it wasn't my jewellery.
Look, you're an accessory to selling accessories, and you're in trouble, and Bruno's in trouble.
You're not going to tell Unc, are you?
Nikki's got that ring on her finger. What am I going to do?
Do I have to give the money back?
You bet you give that money back, and you get back all the jewellery too, understood?
And Nikki too?
No. I'll handle Nikki. Somehow.
Well, I've got the bean counters looking for potential financing, and I think I've found a premises.
That's all well and good, but your real resources are going to be people.
Agreed. The right ones.
Hi, Stephen. Come on in.
Thanks. How are you?
Good. Who don't you know in here?
Ah,
Stephen Richardson, how are you?
Good to see you again, Bob.
Hello, I'm Sheridan Sturgis. We spoke on the phone.
Yes, when you called, I must admit I thought it was a hoax.
Oh, no, I'm real enough, and you must have been interested enough to come over.
Well, when I realised that it was really you, what else could I do? I never missed a 5:30 report. Guess I'm a sucker for powerful ladies on television.
You do realise this is going to be hard work.
Kids of the future. Take a chance to anyone who's trying to make it a better place for them.
Oh, I think we all want to make it a better place for them.
Virginia, why don't you lay out the food and I'll fill Stephen in.
I'll give you a hand.
You know, this scheme's got real meat. We don't have to treat kids like broken toys and say, we're going to fix you. Just get to the problem right from the start. I like the slogan, too. Be all that you can be.
Take it easy. These guys like to make everyone wait. It's part of the game.
What's going to happen?
We'll talk to Brian. He'll either play the song or he won't. No guarantees.
I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but why are you doing this? Why would someone like you want to help someone like us?
Because I can. I know in this industry you need all the help you can get. Now, CJ, when he arrives...
I've got it figured. I'll make my pitch, tell him how Tony and Valentine are the hottest things since sliced bread.
CJ...
Then I thought I'd hit him with 5 figures. We can always come down from that, but it's always best to start at the top end of the ballpark.
CJ...
Yeah?
I'll do the talking, you just follow, you understand?
That's exactly how I had it figured.
Well, there's some good ideas there. Whether they're very practical is another thing.
Well, there's only one way to find out. I like the way your mind works.
Glad to think of my feet. And so I got my business up and running. And if I don't catch a cab soon, I'll miss my next client.
Oh, look, if you're without a car, I'll give you a lift.
Oh, it's on your way.
Oh, it is now. Bob, I'll let you know when the next meeting is. Virginia, we'll talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
You're very quiet.
Speed Sheridan moves, I had trouble keeping up.
Well, it's quite a project. You know, we may have been underestimating her all this time.
The same thought crossed my mind. Bob, do you find Sheridan attractive?
Yep. But I don't know if I'm the right one to ask. She's young, she's beautiful, she's rich and very powerful. And a lot of men would find that very attractive.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? Oh, leave it, I'll do it.
What are you doing tonight?
Oh, nothing much.
Dinner?
Love to. What's the occasion?
Cheer me up week?
All right, I'll see what I can do. See you tonight.
See you tonight.
Bye.
Bye.
Dumb.
So what'd you think?
Didn't exactly set my toes, Temple.
Come on, Brian, the kids have got something, they're good. Just with a little bit of work, who knows?
What?
He's right.
Don't expect this company to take a chance on unknowns just because you found them.
But you never take a chance. You're always stuck on formula, Brian. Maybe that's the reason we haven't re-signed yet.
This is about those 3 tracks you want on your next album. Don't think I don't know.
Sure, I want to give my music a break, but I want to give the kids a break as well. You better decide what you want, Brian.
Apologise to Virginia, will you? I won't be back this afternoon.
Why not?
Well, you were right about one thing you said earlier. The worst thing I can do about George is to do nothing. So I've made a few decisions.
So good.
So what are you going to do?
You two just have a fight or something?
No, it's Martha and George. I'm really worried about them.
They'll be okay.
I believe it coming from you. Hey, doesn't it look great?
Skin. The ring. Great.
I'm never going to take it off my finger.
Like I said, I don't want you thinking it's anything heavy, you know?
I know that, Max.
Or that you're being tied down or anything.
What?
Well, it's just you didn't really think about it when I gave it to you, and maybe you should.
I don't understand.
Well, I tell you what, you give me the ring back, and you have a think about whether you really want it, and if you do, I'll give it back, eh?
You want the ring back?
Yeah, just until you've had a think about it.
I mean, you've had time to think about it. You're the one who feels tied down, and now you're sorry it ever happened.
No, Nick, that's not it.
Forget it. It didn't happen.
You're making a mistake, Nick.
You bet I made a mistake. What do you want the ring back for? So you can give it to someone else? I'm not giving it back.
Nicky, let me explain, please.
Leave me alone, Max.
One more time?
How are we doing? Don't you worry, Georgie, we'll get there.
Can anyone play?
Well, that doesn't sound like Max.
I thought he was different, but he's just like the rest.
So it's all over then?
Well, he wanted his ring back. What am I supposed to do? I've got some pride.
Lucky you.
I hate my emotions, you know. I mean, they set you up all the time. First you're all happy, and then pow, you get kicked in the teeth.
Tell me about it.
I wish I was older so I could handle it better.
You want the good news or the bad news first? The bad news is just because you get older, it doesn't mean your heart gets smarter. And the good news is, it doesn't hurt as long as you think it's going to. Not until next time.
Well, there isn't going to be a next time. I'm going to be really hard from now on.
Good luck. I'll tell you this, though, there won't be a next time for Stephen Richards, and that little mistake is well and truly filed right away.
Well, every time Max sees me, he's going to see the ring on my finger. Why do you think I kept it for? So he feels totally guilty, that's why.
The ring? You never got a chance to shout to me. Just look.
What have I done with it? I must have put it over here.
Oh, don't panic. It'll be here somewhere.
Oh, my God. Well, what if I've lost it? How will I face Max?
I wish I could say bad luck, but I don't think luck had anything to do with that one, dear.
Don't like my style, Nolene?
Just appalling, I'm afraid.
Maybe you could give me a few lessons.
Don't see the point.
You didn't mind giving George a few tips?
It's your go, Nolene. What the hell do you think you're playing at?
Oh, George. I can see you come down here for other kind of games.
You realize you're making a total fool of yourself, don't you?
Do you think I enjoyed standing there watching Linda Lovelace pour on you?
Rubbish.
Don't you think you should concede, Martha?
I never give up, Nolene. Especially when I have no respect for the opposition. Oh, thank you, George.
Sorry, Nolene.
So embarrassed.
Proud of yourself?
Upside down. I can't find it anywhere. It'll be here somewhere.
Well, look, if the ring's
I don't
gone...
understand.
Maybe you're being a little illogical.
I am being sensitive.
Hi. This was outside. I guess someone delivered it.
Oh, thanks, Max.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, it looks like food. I cooked last night, your turn tonight. Stephen, well, what do you know?
Embarrassing.
What?
Well, you're going to have to give the food back. You said you never want to see me again.
Nicky, that's not what I said. What I said... Never mind what I said. I'll just take this upstairs. Bye, Max.
Yeah. I talk to you.
We've got nothing to say to each other.
Well, please, Nick, will you at least listen to me then?
Say what you want.
About this afternoon. It was a total misunderstanding. I didn't want to take my ring back. I just wanted to give you another one.
Oh, sure. Max.
There. Now, you take this one and you give me back the other one, eh?
I can't.
Please, Nicky.
I'm sorry, Max, but it's too late. Look, you can't just pretend it never happened.
But, Nick...
Can you just go, please?
You should have been there, man. It was hard ball. We had this very heavy session with the suits.
Oh, I might have known the truth from last long.
See 2 stars or what?
They think you're giving us a contract.
Hey, it's in the bag.
CJ, shut up. We are too close to this. Don't jinx
They're thinking of giving you a contract. What does that mean? What's that like? Don't call us, we'll call you or something.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Well, look, Brad promised we'd hear by the end of the day, so hey, let's grab a drink. We'll sit this one out together.
Hi, Mary.
Oh, hello, Zach.
You're not mad at me? I came to apologise.
Ah, well, now, an hour ago, I'd have had you cut spaghettis, but I can't very well do that anymore, can I? Because it was not your fault.
It wasn't?
No, it was Alice. She's been a bit off the air just lately, and she's been messing around with some herbs. She wiped her hands on a tea towel. I came along, used the same tea towel, and developed an allergic reaction to the herbs. Leastways, that Virginia says.
The jewellery didn't cause splash.
No, the jewellery's fine.
I had to give all that money back. Where's Max? I'm gonna sue him. Alice, can you loan me some money?
Sure. I don't know if I've got much on me. What do you need it for?
I've got to buy a ring.
Well, does it have to be today if you wait till tomorrow?
No, it has to be today. Max bought me a friendship ring and I lost it.
Oh, no.
It gets worse. He wanted it back so he could give me a better one. To split up with him to cover up the first one that I lost.
That's terrible.
So I've got to replace that first ring so I can make up with Max.
I thought my love life was a worry.
Couldn't help overhearing.
You mentioned one word about me and Max.
I know. I'm dead.
But maybe I can help out. How?
Here.
$10.
Martha! You have just made us the laughing stock of the bowling club.
I'm not talking to you, George.
I'm going to get you a doctor. You're becoming unhinged.
Spoiled your little bit of fun, did I?
I don't believe I'm hearing this.
And I didn't believe what I saw last night.
What the hell are you talking about?
You! At the club.
Well, there was a midweek dance at the club. What's wrong with that?
You haven't got a sensitive bone in your body.
What do you mean you saw me? You weren't at the club?
I was outside.
What?
Outside!
What, sneaking around, peering through windows, spying on me?
Finding answers.
Look, I don't have to put up with this after what I've just been through.
That's all you ever think of. You don't have to put up with a man carrying on as if he's got one foot in the grave. I care about that man, and he won't even listen to me, let alone want my help.
That's rubbish.
You don't want to listen to me even now. You found your second wind. But not because of me. And not with me. Just about cut me out of your life, George. Oh, don't worry about it. I'll finish the job.
I hate Brussels sprouts.
Oh, darn. He's been out all afternoon. Where can he be?
Well, if he's not at the rectory, he could be anywhere. Probably on his way here already.
Great. I'm double booked.
Are you going to tell him not to come?
No, I was just going to explain to him that Stephen was coming as well. It's a polite thing to do.
You don't look like you want to be polite.
Well, I didn't want to embarrass Bob.
Don't worry about it. He's used to it.
I didn't want to embarrass Stephen either.
I think you like Richard.
Do you want to get that for me?
Sure. I wonder which one it'll be.
Hi. We met each other outside here. Is that what we're meant to do?
Oh, yeah, I didn't tell you it was a dinner party for 3, did I?
No.
4? No.
Aren't you going to ask them in?
Yeah, come on in. Thank you. Thank you. Hi.
Mother's not home, is she?
Oh, no, I haven't seen her since lunchtime.
Yeah, I tried to get her at the clinic. She wasn't there.
What's wrong?
Oh, we had a bit of a row, that's all.
About what?
I'll sort it out. That's not your problem.
Tell me.
Well, you saw how she was this morning.
Just tell me what happened.
She came down to the club. She made a scene. That's what happened.
Oh, no.
Then we had a shouting match. She shot through and I still don't know why I am suddenly the villain of the piece.
Well, maybe because you've been totally selfish.
Not you, too.
Fine, if you don't want to hear it.
No, you go on. I've got to get this sorted out.
You cut her off. Well, at first you pulled that geriatric routine and gave her a hard time. Me and Zach, too.
Well, it snapped out of that. I thought she'd be happy that I had.
And then you made out as though home was a drag, and the only place to have fun was at the club. How do you think that made Martha feel?
But why was she going on about me playing around with other women? I mean, I wouldn't do that.
It wasn't that you wanted someone else. She thought you didn't want her.
I'm stuffed.
Well satisfied.
Virginia always makes sure I speak properly, Richard. But I don't mind, because she never yells.
You could.
I think Claire's got her rose-coloured glasses on tonight.
Sheridan covered a lot of ground at the meeting today, didn't she?
Yeah, she's an impressive lady, all right.
Yeah, so a lot of people think.
A bit too powerful for me, though. I'm a bit wary about women who like to make up their own rules.
Oh, Virginia doesn't do that. She talks to you about things, then she tells you what to do.
Oh.
Thanks heaps.
Did you know Richard is the most popular karate instructor in history?
Mm-hmm. I'd heard rumours.
And he can do anything. He even fixed Mr. Ferguson's car when it broke down the car park.
Wow, you sound like a pretty handy bloke to have around.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the bit where I go faster than a speeding bullet.
And Virginia's a good doctor, and she loves animals.
That's enough, Claire.
Can we play Monopoly now?
No, not tonight. It's too late.
Oh, go on.
No, it's about time you were in bed, actually.
Oh.
Come on, I'll tuck you in.
Oh.
And Reverend Bob's a good reverend.
Thank you. I was starting to feel a little bit inadequate there for a minute.
No, I think you're a really good Reverend Bob, because you understand kids.
Are you walking or am I carrying you? Excuse us.
Okay.
Night.
Night, Johnny.
Night, Richard.
Oh, no.
2 stories.
1.
2.
1.
Well, I thought we'd never get to be alone.
All right. No point in asking if there's been any news yet. No. I suppose I would have heard one way or the other.
When these guys get offered contracts, it's going to be mega parties.
CJ, it's getting late.
Oh, these guys work late, don't they, Wheels?
Oh, yeah, we're not talking 9 to 5.
Well, you guys might be here until 10 o'clock tonight, but I won't be.
Can I sit down?
Sit down.
Can I apologise?
I hope you know what you're apologising for, because if you don't and you're just trying to mend fences, then there's no point.
Yeah. You be the judge.
She didn't even last one story.
Not having coffee?
No, thanks. No, Claire said I'm a good reverend. This good reverend has a sermon to write. So thanks for dinner. Good to see you again, Richard.
Yeah, you too, Bob.
Night.
It's okay.
Oh.
Night.
Night, Bob. Thanks.
Ah, she's a wonderful kid.
Yeah, with a mind of her own, just like a mum.
You hear much from Ellie?
Oh, long letters. She calls when she can, but I know she really misses Claire.
Must be difficult being separated from your child.
Yeah. Difficult for both of them.
You all right?
You know I told you I had a son.
You also told me you didn't want to talk about it.
Well, I have a son and a husband, and I haven't heard from them in a long while. My husband ran off and took my son with him.
What, you've no idea where they are?
No, none. Just
Phew.
trying to get on with my life.
How long were you married for?
7 years. Danny, my son, is 5, but no, he's 6. Now, it's best not to think about it.
Must be hard not to. I know it's none of my business, but why do you think he did it?
To this day, I have no idea. I've gone through the scene so many times in my head. Finding Rod, demanding he tell me why he took Danny, how he could possibly justify doing such a thing.
Would you take him back?
I'd do anything to have my son back, but I don't think I could ever forgive Rod.
I'm sorry, I wasn't trying.
No.
It's just that I'm interested in you. I wanted to call you all morning.
Oh?
But I didn't. I wasn't sure whether you wanted me to. Sorry, I just get a bit insecure when I'm attracted to someone. Scared of being hurt.
Well, for the record, I was hoping you'd call.
You're very different.
Is that a compliment?
Oh, the best kind. I know one person at least who'd be happy if we kept on seeing each other.
Claire.
Well, it makes 2 because I was actually thinking of me.
Well, it really makes 3 because I'm actually thinking of me.
started to feel old, and I started to get scared. And now the thing I'm scared of most is losing you.
That's pretty stupid.
Well, when you love somebody that much, you have stupid thoughts sometimes. Tom, I went to the club. I was part of getting old, I thought. Pure luck turned out to be the right place to snap me out of it. And I admit that when people started paying me attention, I enjoyed it. I didn't have any concern for your feelings, just mine.
That's it?
I was just sitting there at home and suddenly it hit me like a freight train. You might not come back. No, I've been a damn fool, Martha. But I'm asking you to come back.
You've got to go home. Because I'm not kissing you here in the pub.
Look, why don't we just ring...
Shut up, CJ.
Those poor kids, eh?
Tony's really sweating on this.
Yeah, Valentine too. Oh, it'd be cruel if they missed out now.
Guys,
I told you. What is that? We didn't think you'd come and tell us personally.
I've got a personal stake in this. I'll lay it out for you. I made him listen to the song 14 times. By the 15th time, he was ready to agree to almost anything.
You mean we've made it?
I said almost anything. The company's prepared to do something with the song.
Well, that's fantastic!
Hold it. Look, I tried my best for you, but when they say no, even I have to wear it.
But they said yes.
To the song, and they want you, Tony, but they don't want Valentine.
It's late.
I know.
I should go.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really sorry. You go first.
First.
I lied. I was upset when you wanted the ring back. And it would have been okay when you came back to explain, except that I lost it. And I had to find a replacement before I could make up with you again. So, if you want to forget it, I'll understand.
I was worse.
Worse?
Yeah, it was a cheap ring. Then I found out it caused skin irritations. But that was wrong. But by then, I'd already tried to get the ring back from you. If I told you the truth in the first place, none of this would have happened.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only dork in town.
I just didn't want you to know I bought you a $3 ring off Zach.
$3? He charged me 10 for the one I bought, the creep.
Guess I can give you this now.
And if I can give you mine.
I guess this means we're going steady.
Guess it does.
Bit scary, eh?
No, it's nice.
Hello? Yeah? Have you got any idea what time it is? All right, I'm listening. What? You what? When?
What's wrong?
It's your mum. Ellie's coming home.
And we take a trip down East Street at